All right, YouTube. So one of the things that I realized, my pillowing, I was concerned about, if you guys look at the other videos, how the skin was puckered out. And what I realized after just doing, some mock-up and everything, is that when you put this counterweight in, right, and you're gonna bolt it in, yes, it is 11 a.m. You're gonna bolt that in, and this is not flexible, right? This is not flexible. So what the pillowing is if you're off just a little bit in your holes when you drill them, it's gonna not allow the skin to move, right? And that's what's gonna cause the pillowing. You're gonna crunch it up. And I didn't realize that until after I put the spar on. Because the spar wasn't lining up correctly. And it was because this solid piece between the two, it's solid, right? It's not gonna move. And so that's kind of the thing. So what you have to do, or what I did, or what I realized, and it's a pain, especially once you get it riveted up, you gotta have to take these nylocks out, and then you're gonna have to increase or oblong the hole a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger. That will give the skin enough to move, or the part to move around the skin, so that way you're not creating that. Now, obviously, if you can catch it beforehand, see the holes. So this is the hole diameter, which fits the nylock. So what I did is I increased them by this much. So it's another size up, another drill, and that was enough to still allow me to attach the nylocks. I still got to put a nylock in here. I got it mocked up, but I wanted to make sure that that hole is clear. You can clearly see once you take those nylocks bolt screws out, you can actually see how far off you were, because you'll see the skin or the metal on the back side of it. So so before you do that, I would recommend going up a drill or a hole size, and that will give you enough, I don't want to say slop, but it'll give you enough to fit it. Now, you're kind of at the mercy, obviously, well, it's obvious to me, but not obvious to you. So there is actually that counterweight runs through here. You're really not going to be able to get to these back bolt or these nylocks, so you're going to have to tighten those down. The ones that you can actually do the adjustment on are these guys here on the edge where you can get to them, right, and stuff. So that's just a recommendation. Now, I'm not a fan of the nylock. It works, it does its job, but like I said, so you're going to have to kind of fiddle with it a little bit. Get your spar in, and then run your bolt. Now, what I'm gonna do, like I said, is I will figure out a way. Now you can come in through the backside to tighten that up. You can come in. Now remember, this is the one. This is the one that you can get to with the long screwdriver to tighten it up. But that's it. Just make sure that, like I said, you give yourself a little bit more room to work with here with the hole sizes, and that will allow you that will take a lot of that slop out. You can see now there's no pillowing. Now, of course, it's attached and not clecoed down, but it's not as bad as it was before. So hopefully I'll save you guys the headache. I spent 2 hours. It takes about 2 hours to try to get those nylocks off with the right angle. Well, about an hour with this guy. It was a pain with that. So you gotta be creative. So just give yourself a little bit more slack in the holes here. Don't make them so tight. And you won't have the same problem I had. And I'm gonna go ahead and drill these out before I forget. All All right, YouTube. So I got the nylocks back in, and then what I did is I reassembled to make sure that I didn't torque them down too much, that it didn't, that I got everything in the right position, and everything is looking good and lining up the way it should. So yeah, so if you're gonna do this fix, if you've already run into this problem, like I said, the best thing to do is make the hole sizes bigger to begin with, and that will give you room to move. Then when you are assembling this, you can, obviously you're gonna have to torque these down or tighten these down, the ones that go in here that you can't get to. And then that gives you access to these to kind of make your adjustments on. And that will take all the slop out of the skin. And as you can see, it is there. I do have some pillowing, but now the thing is, this is gonna be a little bit looser. It's designed that way, a little bit looser, because this skin here actually overlaps this skin when we put it in, and that's what we're gonna be doing next. It's gonna overlap, so this goes under that skin, and so there is a little bit of play there, as there should be. And then the fun part, so what you have to do when you put those skins in is we're gonna have to reach in and buck. And I've got a bucking tool that's designed for that, and I'll show you. But the first skin won't, I'm not gonna jinx myself, shouldn't be an issue because you got access from this side to put your bucking bar into it. It's when you put the second skin, you're gonna have to use an oblong. And then what happens is the skins get mated or get tied together when you put the leading or the trailing edge. It's the trailing edge, it's this guy here. And we pro seal, and then we'll rivet them together here. And you'll see all that right there. But the main thing is I wanna let you guys know, when doing these, make sure that you make this hole a little bit bigger to give yourself room, and it will allow the skid, it will allow the rigidity of the counterweight, but by allowing it to move just a tad before you, and I didn't rivet that counterweight in yet. There's a process where you rivet that in as well to kind of hold it in, but I haven't done that yet. But before you do all that, make sure all your alignment, your skin, and take the twist out of it, because like I said, you're gonna have rigidity in there, and if you don't get that bar perfectly aligned, and if you do, great for you, but I would suspect that other people are gonna have you guys are gonna have the same problem I had. So give yourself a little bit of play in that, and it'll allow you guys to move the bar around the skin instead of trying to move move the skin around the bar instead of trying to move that bar, because once it's rigid. Did I say that right? You guys get the point. It's easier to kind of have that bar a little bit looser and everything, and get everything lined up. So yeah, so there we go. So we got this lined up. Now I'm gonna go back to what I originally was gonna do. The whole plan, they tell you, if you want to hear God laugh, tell them your plans. So now what we're gonna do is start working on these skins here, and I do know that these get riveted here. They're gonna get back riveted on, but I still got some reading to do and some planning to make sure that I don't have that fiasco where I have the counter sinking correctly and all of that jazz. So, all right, just more work. It's one of those things where you just got to charge on. All right, YouTube. So I got the parts put back together, mocked back up. Now I have the right bracket on the right side and the left bracket on the left side, and it is correct. And I marked them, and I also indicate them. So I think this is what I did wrong. I think I had the skins wrong. And that is what messed me up. Because if you look here, I got the right skins. These holes are set up to where they're opposing each other. That makes sense. And I got the skins wrong, and I think I got them backwards, and I think that caused me to get the brackets backwards because I was aligning them according to the skin and these little cutouts here. I don't know. All I know is I screwed up, right? Yeah. So, needless to say, I'm gonna have to order another skin. I'll get that when I get the fuel tanks. They'll come with the tanks. Save me on shipping there. But I got everything mocked up. Everything's fitting together. The pieces are where they need to be. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I did this. I don't know. So I would recommend that you completely mock everything up 100%. I believe what I did is I mocked the leading edge and then the trailing edge by itself, and I didn't put them together. And when you put them together, if you notice, there's two holes here only, and then 2 holes here. But if you go down here, there's 3, and that is what told me that I had the skins on wrong because things weren't lining up correctly. If you go here on this outward edge, there's 3 holes and not 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but the damage is done. And but I think I believe my brackets were right, but I tried to. You can't countersink on the backside. It messes them up. So start over. That's my punishment and everything. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get another skin ordered. I'll get that added to the fuel tank because the fuel tank's got to come in a crate anyways. So yeah. Yeah, you know, we make mistakes, but this is a stupid mistake. This is a mistake that frustrates me, and it's not the same as as a gun, coming off the skin. That would frustrate me too. But this is just a stupid, not paying attention to detail, and that aggravates me more than anything. Oh, the other thing too is getting this skin on the inside of this skin. I just took a popsicle stick, put it in there, and then ran it down. I didn't use a screwdriver or anything like that because I didn't want to scratch the surfaces. So I just took a popsicle stick and kind of zipped it, and that lined everything up. So yeah, so we got this one done. So tomorrow what I'm gonna do, I got the pieces marked. I'm gonna take this apart. I've got some painting to do. Obviously I got to replace this skin and everything, but I got some painting to do, so I'll go ahead and get that done. But I'm going to focus on completing this, not bringing any more parts over from the other build, and just zero in 100% on this. Now, I hope we do these videos because we got to show that we did the work and stuff. But I hope I helped you avoid a catastrophic mistake here by telling you about enlarging these holes to give this room to kind of move until you get it to where you want it, and then you can cinch it down, which is what I did with the nylock nuts. I still have to rivet. There's rivets that go into the tube on the other side to kind of lock it in even more. But don't tighten that down so much that you take any of the flexibility out. You're going to need that flexibility, or you're going to have massive amount of pillowing, which is what I had. I got rid of it by just loosening that screw up. You guys saw it in the earlier video. That worked phenomenally well. As you can see, there's no pillowing on that skin anymore. So just do that. Make these holes bigger. There's enough room there's enough material you can do that, and you're not going to sacrifice quality. These holes are already been enlarged, and what that does is it gives the number sixes these nylon, room to move instead of being so rigid. Now, what I did is once I got it locked down, everything aligned, then I went back in and locked these down and stuff, and yeah, it worked out really well. So yeah, that's been a long day in the shop. A lot of just cleanup. It's a great day to get in here, start the process over, and fix your stuff, square your stuff up. So yeah, so tomorrow I got to do some paint. I still got, obviously with this other skin, I got to now back rivet that which after the part's painted, we'll get that done and everything. Now I will tell you, I put the trailing edge wedge in here and stuff, but there is more than enough room to get down in there as you rivet. And I will show you this. We use this riveter when we did, I believe, the horizontal stabilizer. It's a special bucking bar, and it looks like this. And if you notice, it's got a little, so that will let you get up into that part. So if you don't have that bucking bar, you should have it, because you're going to need it when you do your elevator, I believe. So yeah, don't sell it on eBay, because you're going to need it to do these, because you're going to be able to reach. Oh, there goes the lights. Yes, I have not walked there. Oh, try to trip, wave to the light. I got a Home Depot. Gonna get a light switch now that my office is kind of in here. I don't want that light going on. Actually, my keyboard's set up so I can do it. So enough of that and stuff. Be well, be safe, and like always, may God bless you.